Do you know someone whose marriage has been affected by pornography or adultery? Maybe it's a friend, a family member, a coworker. Do you think you can live in honest community for the next year and this issue not come up? That somebody in your small group, in your sphere of influence somewhere, is going to come to that point where their spouse has been looking at pornography or been unfaithful, and they're going to look to you for answers. Do you have friends or family members who are trying to figure out how to process the pain of their spouse's past sexual sin? Maybe the effect is not fresh in the sense of recent, but it's still very raw. Chances are every person in the church can say yes to these questions. Now, when you think of what to say, are you at a loss for words? What is helpful to say at first and what needs to be said later on? How is that different if the spouse is being honest as opposed to if they're still hiding their sin or if they're still slowly letting a little bit out, kind of a few details at a time? And what do you say to the kids in those families who know that their parents' marriage, their home is being affected by this, but they don't know what it is or what to do about it? Most of us would respond, I don't know, to those questions. Let me ask you, are you willing to continue to live in denial, pretending that we can just ignore these issues and they're going to go away? Are you willing to see marriages end in divorce because the friends who are close enough to help aren't equipped to provide sound guidance in those moments, being able to connect people with resources that could tell them what to do in these moments of crisis? I hope your answer to that is no. Are you yourself hurting because you don't know how to respond to your spouse's sexual sin? Has your own sexual sin hurt your spouse and you're beginning to realize that just stopping your sin is not going to be all that it takes to restore your marriage? That it doesn't matter if you've been good for a month, 3 months, that if you don't understand the impact of what you've done on your spouse, that your ability to have the kind of closeness in marriage that you want is not going to be there? Are you caring for someone who would come to this seminar if you offered to come with them? And this would be of immense benefit. Now, these questions reveal the many reasons why I believe that everyone should attend the True Betrayal seminar. If we are going to be effective in caring for people and offering gospel hope in the aftermath of a sexually broken culture, these are issues that we absolutely must be prepared to address. We want our church, and for that matter, all the churches in our community, to know that the counseling equipped seminars are not just for those who are struggling with a particular issue, in this case, the betrayal of a spouse's sexual sin. But these counseling equipped seminars are there to equip the church to care for one another effectively, all of us caring for one another. Now, this seminar, like the others, will speak directly to those who are hurting. But this allows us to address directly those who are looking for immediate guidance, while at the same time modeling what these conversations would look like for those who are in a helping relationship or a helping role. Now, if you ask me, what will I leave this seminar with? You'll leave with solid biblical teaching that helps you understand how to process the pain and suffering that comes along with the betrayal of a spouse's sexual sin. That material will be organized in a step work fashion where you'll be able to walk through from the beginning of that process to the end. What does it look like to heal and recover and restore from these things? You'll leave with an understanding of the difference between marriage restoration and marriage enrichment. Often the times when people are trying to help, be that lay people or counselors, in this kind of situation, they confuse marriage enrichment and restoration. And they begin to say, this is what your marriage should have looked like beforehand, and if you'd just done these things, then this wouldn't have happened, which is both not true and helpful. How do we handle the restoration process of what needs to happen to heal the brokenness and damage done by the betrayal of violating covenant? And then how do we move to the enrichment aspect so this marriage can become either the healthy marriage that it was before or what it should have been all along? And I think understanding the difference between marriage restoration and enrichment is vital. That's one of the things you'll get. You'll get a thorough study guide or mentoring guide to where if you're the one that's hurting, you can walk through this study guide to help you process what you're going to learn at a much slower pace as you can assimilate what you're learning. Or if you're in the helping role, that you can use this as a mentoring guide to walk through with somebody else where you don't have to remember every question and insight that's given to you from the stage during the seminar, but you can use this to guide you along the process. And all of the videos from this presentation will be available online, broken up into the step work format to where you're not even having to remember everything that's said, but that whenever you need this resource, it is fully available to you, the verbal presentation and the written part, so that as you sit in the seminar, you can just get the big picture of how to walk through this so that you become comfortable, at least more comfortable, with the conversation so that when the moment comes that you're responding to this or walking with somebody else, that you have an idea of what's going on. Now below this video, I'll give you the date, time, location, and RSVP information for this seminar. What I hope this video does is it gives you a picture of what this seminar is about so that you will come and take advantage of this opportunity to be equipped for a conversation that you're likely to have many times with many people that you care about in the days, weeks, months, and years ahead in your walk with Christ as you do life with people. Thank you.